Why do you want them to listen to your podcast?
So that when they think about starting a business, they've got the content that is pointing them in the right direction.
That is such a valuable piece of advice there.
The change in mindset makes a massive difference.
Welcome to Aussie Lawn Stars.
Welcome to the dungeon. Today I have Tanel and Kate with me. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Gary.
Good,
Good to be here.
Awesome. I'm glad that you've joined me. I came up to your place 2 months ago when I was heading up to Cape York, and was a privilege to meet you and have a meal with you and meet some of the other contractors around Atherton Table Lands.
Yeah.
So
really
I want to
nice.
say thanks for hosting that. It was awesome.
Oh, likewise.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you and, just to get together with the others.
Now, when I was there, I had a little bit of a chat with you guys, and I thought this would be really good to record a full interview and give everyone else around Australia a bit of insight into what you've done with business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've already introduced you, who you are. You're up Atherton Table Lands, which is out of Cairns, heading up higher altitude, and that means the weather is completely different to Cairns.
Yeah, it is. It's not as hot and humid as it is down in Cairns. But otherwise, I don't know. It's still similar. It gets wet here in the wet season.
Yeah.
It probably
I think
gets a bit drier in the winter, maybe.
Yeah. And definitely colder in the winter.
Yeah, I think I heard somebody else say that up around Atherton it's the wettest place in Australia. Did that sound right?
Yeah, that would be pretty accurate.
Yeah, just out of Atherton, I think, somewhere.
I think Tully is the wettest.
Yeah, Tully, yeah.
But it's not far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, Tanel, I think, is it 3 years you've been in business now?
Yeah,
when
was it? We bought our trailer in July 3 years ago, so that's pretty much when we started the business. So
Yeah, okay. So when you started the business, had you guys met at that stage?
Yeah, we had been together. What was it?
It would have been over a year.
Oh, yeah.
Tanel had shared with me that it was something he'd been thinking about, and I was really excited because I thought it would be a great idea, and just because we loved gardening.
Well,
So when he shared that, I thought, yeah, that's great. Go for it.
Yeah, okay. So for background purposes, I think you guys had been in different careers before this, right? Tanel, you'd come into Australia. Did you grow up in Australia?
No, so I'm originally from Estonia. I came here, I just came to travel, honestly, until I met Kate.
Yeah.
So I came 2019, and we met 2020, start of 2020 we met.
Yeah, so when you met Kate, you decided you had to stay and hang around.
I didn't decide. I had to. We sort of knew from the beginning. Yeah, and I guess that's just the way life goes, you know.
So you would have been working tourist jobs then, I'm guessing, in Australia at the point you travelling.
I was doing different things, working on farms, doing like laboring on construction sites. But mainly was working on farms in this area where we live now.
Yep. And Kate, what were you doing before this?
I was actually working in a medical practice. So I was doing administration. Yeah. And it was just it was something that I felt quite passionate about, being part of the community as well. This is a small community. And I loved that line of work. But definitely one of my most favourite hobbies was gardening. And that had started years before I met Tanel. But when we met, it was right at the beginning of COVID. So they'd sort of started shutting everything down. So when Tanel and I were like right in our early getting to know each other dating days, we were gardening. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't do anything, which was totally fine because we're very much homebodies anyway, and very comfortable being at home. So this property that I was living at, we've been blessed with a big greenhouse and a lot of room to pretty much do what we want to do. So the first date was fixing up the greenhouse, putting him to work.
Good value.
Yeah.
So he's proved his value on the first day.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And in Atherton, I think, like we're saying, it's one of the wettest areas in Australia. So when plants are growing in Atherton, they don't stop growing. They grow pretty quick.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. It's incredible how quickly, like, the weeds and the lawn and everything can take off if it's not well maintained.
Yeah, if you don't maintain it, it turns into a jungle pretty much overnight, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Efficiency is the thing that rules a business and the decisions you make as a small business owner. Right Mowers give you the options in their product lineup to match efficiency with size, fuel usage, and the type of jobs you want to target, from catching to mulching or side discharge, from roadside verges to acreages, and manicured lawns to 6 feet tall and super long. I've been using the Right Stander I 42-inch with a Catch Pro for manicured areas and the Stander ZK61 to maximise productivity for large open acreage mowing. If you need to replace your push mower, try the 32-inch Stander B. If you have more open access to residential properties, there's a 42 through to 48-inch option that suits you. And if you want to enter the acreage market, the 52, 61 and 72-inch machines have choices in engine size and model type to suit the work you want it to do. Right Standards go the distance, saving you time and money season after season.
You would be getting a lot of job requests, which we'll get into your business in more detail later, but a lot of job requests would be for overgrown yards being tidied up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is either regular maintenance or just overgrown jungles.
Nice.
One way or the other.
Yeah, okay. So when you started, it was 2020, in the middle of COVID?
Yep.
Yeah. And so you'd been dating for a year or so at that stage? Or?
Yeah, just over, yeah. Just,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So did you start out on your own, Tanel, or did you both go into it together from the start?
So we went in together. We called our business Kate and Tanel's Garden Care at the beginning. And
yeah, okay.
We went and did our first job, which was, I think it was that out in
Herberton.
Yeah, we did a garden cleanup, and it was mowing and garden cleanup. And yeah, not long after that, or was it during that time?
It was during that time.
During that time, we fell pregnant with our first son. So yeah, Kate worked with me. Yeah, did that one job with me, and then after that was it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So it's not just the gardens that are fertile in Atherton.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
There you go. So Kate, you fell pregnant fairly early on in the business. Did you keep working while you're pregnant?
With Tanel's business?
Yeah.
Or with my job?
I'll
just mention that as well. We were both still working full time at the start, so it was more of a weekend job for us at the start.
Yeah,
for
okay.
quite a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I did what I could, but very quickly I was having a very different experience with just experiencing this next level tiredness. So physically I was feeling something I'd never felt before. I'd always been very active and quite strong, I thought. But it was instant. When I got pregnant, I was just good for nothing. Good for nothing but sleeping, really. Yeah.
It's almost like you got a virus like COVID then, because COVID's reported to knock people flat and make you feel tired.
It was just something I'd never experienced before. So it was very interesting because I was so excited about beginning something new and getting to, be a part of this business with Tanel. But we were also very excited about starting our family as well. So it was okay. It just meant that Tanel had to take full reins, and he did. And I continued working at my job at the practice. As well.
Yeah, okay. So you did what you could, but Tanel had to take the reins because you were struggling.
Yeah.
And I think that can throw you as a new mum. I've got to be careful what I say here because I'm not a woman. But certainly my observations have been that a new mum, first-time mum, this experience of being pregnant and having a child is something that is very new, and it's like trauma in a sense because you don't know what to expect and everything is different.
Yeah, I think that that's accurate. I think that can definitely sum up to a degree, not all of it, but definitely aspects. And I think it's probably different for each woman as to how it might affect her in that way.
So, and I think that's the thing is it is different for everyone. It's not going to be the same experience, but certainly that would have kept both of you on edge in terms of trying to manage a lot of change in your life at that period in time, going from being single people to being together as a couple, having a child together, change of careers.
Yeah. It was
it wasn't easy. It was quite stressful at times, but we've come through.
So Tanel, how did you find it from the day you started through till so over the last 3 years? Did you get round that first initial hurdle of feeling like everything's a challenge to starting to go, okay, I'm actually quite enjoying this and I really like being in business?
Oh, I would say honestly, even started this year, like I would look at my numbers and I would think, oh, I'm doing pretty good. But then, you hit this point where you're like, oh, no, I'll just give up. I don't want to do this. It's too stressful. I feel like the last couple of months only have been really, really flowing, and I've been just cruising, and
okay.
It's not affecting me as much anymore.
Yeah, okay, that's good to know. I think that's something which a lot of businesses take a little while to get over that hurdle of this is new and scary, and am I actually viable? Is this business going to last more than 12 months? And should I go and get a regular job or do both so that I can supplement the income from the business?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've had these thoughts, quite often.
And this is one of the reasons why I do the podcast, because I think it's critical to help people, particularly in our industry, because so many people join this industry with the idea that they can do it for a lifestyle, and to help people understand the business aspect of it is, I think, critical in terms of helping them to get to the point where they can be on top of their scheduling, their numbers, making sure they're profitable, not just making a meager wage.
Yeah. So, that's something I really, I went the wrong way. I was just chasing work until I got to a point where
I did the same thing.
Couldn't fit in any more work, and
So when you started up, did you have any ideas, or did it get any help in terms of what pricing you should be charging?
Oh no, not at all. we were those cowboys going for what, $40 or $50. But I mean, with mowing, right from the start, we were always quoting set prices. But for gardening, I was doing hourly rates. But pretty quickly, it started going up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did get some help from Prez actually, but that was only start of this year. So yeah, it took me a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's more like 2.5 years into it then.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so the early stages of your business, you were saying you're putting your prices up, but still no real idea of how that looks and whether that's profitable or whether it's paying a wage or paying the expenses.
Yeah, like in the back of my head, I would have thought that, I should be charging more, but I didn't know anything about my numbers. I didn't know how much I'm spending or, how much is coming in. And I knew how much is coming in, but really, to see and know those numbers, it's a different thing again.
Yeah, for sure. And did you go over that together, both of you, Kate? You're looking through the business, helping Tanel run it?
I feel like I was helpful in different ways. Numbers are not my strength, Gary. Tanel is the numbers man.
Yeah, okay.
He is very good with that. And I am more passionate about speaking directly with clients.
Yeah, that's something I struggle with.
Yeah, okay.
So
Kate, I was the self-appointed debt collector, or I would, or even just organizing quotes or doing follow-up calls or whatever. That's sort of more my strength, and I enjoy that part of business. Also, I think in the beginning, Tanel needed more encouragement with jumping through all the hoops. Like we had to, and also because we were going through a visa process as well. So it was a little bit more like paperwork and making sure that we were ticking all the boxes and getting all of that side done. So every now and then Tanel would maybe be questioning some things and whether or not it was worth it. But I was sort of able to be encouraging in that regard. But no, when it comes to numbers, that's him, and we're quite happy with that, actually. It works well for us.
Yep. Fair enough. So Tanel's specialty is knowing the numbers and that side of the business, and your specialty is relationships with the customers.
Yeah, pretty much,
Yeah, and also probably just reminding Tanel that he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, fair enough. That's important.
Yeah, I think it's important.
How do you go with scheduling, Tanel? Because you're saying you were focused on being busy to start with and just being busier and busier regardless of whether you're making profit or not. So were you managing the scheduling, or are you both helping with that?
No. So I was doing all that. I think I always thought the more work I have, the more money I would make. But there's only a certain amount of work you can do. So when I got to the point where I realized that I've got too much work and I can't keep up, I just started downsizing. And I feel as I said before, only over the last couple of months, I've gotten to a point where I'm really happy with the amount of work I have. I'm still getting calls nearly every week. Some weeks are quieter than others, but I'm keeping myself as busy as I need and as I want. So, yeah.
Yeah, downsizing can be a great way of improving your numbers too, because if you're too busy and you cut some of the customers that are not really profitable, it can help you to focus on the jobs that are better paying.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what's happened as well. So, yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, okay. So in the early days, what did your setup look like? You made mention of your first trailer that you bought. What equipment were you using?
What equipment? So we had a I think it was a 42-inch Stiga, those yellow yellow mowers. It was like a tractor
I know
style.
exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was old. It was secondhand one. It was like.
Did you get to see it, Gary?
I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure it was hiding out of sight.
I wish you would have got it out.
It's like 15 years old or something.
Ben was encouraging you to get it out.
Yeah, I really. I just. Yeah, it was. It was pretty embarrassing, but.
It's like I always thought that it gets the job done. But anyway, yeah. So we had that,
and that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you received a certificate from how many times you put it back together and pulled it apart.
Oh, jeez, I was having so many issues with it.
Every single time he would go and do a job, something would fall off or something would happen. And
at the end of its life, I think the deck cracked, and after that, we bought a new mower. Yeah. But we had steel gear when we first started. I had one of those big bull handlebar steel brush cutters.
Okay.
Which was pretty hard to use to do edges.
It'd be hard to do edges with it, but I think it's an essential tool for Atherton for doing the overgrown jobs.
Yeah, that's right. So,
sorry about that. We had a bit of a dropout. We're back in, and we were talking about your original Stiga mower, and then after the deck broke, I think is where it dropped out.
Yep. This mower came to the end when the deck cracked. And after that, we got a Cup Cadet now, 54-inch. And at the start, we used to run steel gear, but now I've gone over to Bush Ranger and also Makita. I've got quite a few Makita battery tools.
Yeah, okay. Awesome.
Yeah. That's about it.
Okay. So you've made progress there with the equipment. Bigger, more powerful mower, newer gear. And I think from what I can gather, it sounds like you've had a very similar story to me when I started up. The first 2 or 3 years, trying to find your feet and trying to get to the point where your business is worth keeping on going.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And it sounds like you've come around that corner.
Yeah, it does feel like. This year has been pretty big for us. I mean, for the first 2.5 years, it was 2.5 years nearly. We only had one car, so we were basically sharing a car, and I was working out of our little Nissan X-Trail. And then last year, well, actually, we got our old Ute going, but that blew an engine after a few months. So, and we had heaps of dramas. And but finally, started this year. We got a new Ute for us, and which has been, it's helped. It's made things a lot more efficient. And I feel like the setup is finally, the way I've always wanted it to be. I've got all the tools that I wanted, and
that's great. And Kate can drive the X-Trail.
Yeah, that's it.
And so you've reduced your schedule so that you're not over busy. So you're managing to keep.
Well, I reduced my schedule. It was pretty much right at the end of the wet season, because this wet season was just horrible. It was so wet, and because I had so much work, I struggled to keep up. And at the end, I was just like, no, I started downsizing. And I guess maybe like a month, maybe a couple of weeks even later, the sort of wet season started coming to an end. Yeah. And now, we've gone into winter and spring. It's this quiet time of the year here, but my mowing's cut back to monthly. Some jobs are sort of fortnightly or so, but I'm still getting plenty of once-off cleanups or different types of jobs.
So when I was there, it was the beginning of July. It might have been even the 2nd or 3rd of July when I stopped in to visit you.
Yeah,
and that's that'd be the start of your dry season, somewhere around there, or maybe June.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And now we're 5th of September, so I'm guessing it's still going to be dry for another month or so.
Well, the lawn is still green, but I think it's going to dry out over the next month or so. I remember last year, October was really dry. So,
yeah.
And,
so my understanding, a lot of far north Queensland does stay dry until end of October.
Yeah. And that's the other thing.
I feel like
I'm still learning or getting to know the seasons as well.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So now that you're in this situation 3 years in, you've got a fairly good handle on the scheduling and the equipment you've got sorted out. You've been getting a little bit of mentoring from Prez to get on top of your numbers and make sure you're profitable.
Oh, yeah.
Are you looking at making any significant changes there in this next season to improve that? Or?
Well, the ideal plan would be to employ someone so we could go overseas and visit my family for an extended period of time, so someone could run the business for us.
Yeah.
So, but again, that's something pretty big. So I'm not sure if we're yet ready to take that step. But that would be the plan.
Yeah, it is certainly a big step to go from working for yourself to having an employee, especially an employee that you can trust to manage your schedule and your customers while you're gone for a month or two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We were really fortunate in the past when we travelled overseas that actually one of the groups that Tanel is in, a local contracting group.
No, that was the same. That was the...
Oh, was it?
That was the LMCA, I'm pretty sure it was.
But Tanel had connected with another local contractor who was able to take over while we were away, and he was a legend.
Yeah. But at the same time, at that time, that was last year, at that time, I think I had about 8 or 10 regular clients. So, we went away for, what was it, 4 weeks. And, he was maintaining these properties at that time.
It would be a bit different now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be very different now. Yeah.
Welcome to Aussie Lawn Stars. Do you want to leave your job to create a profitable and enjoyable lawn and garden business? Aussie Lawn Stars shares the stories, lessons and advice to help you grow a healthy, productive, efficient and sustainable business. Do you want more or simply have a question about what you heard? Contact Aussie Lawn Stars at iCloud.com or look me up, Gary Ashton, on Facebook and Messenger for individual help. Business coaching helps you to have the right mindset and perspective when it comes to daily decision-making, planning, or knowing what to look for to improve your business. thinktankcoaching.com.au has helped me, and they can help you move towards your business goals. Visit their website or email them, thinktankcoaching@outlook.com. If you want to establish the best practices in bookkeeping, accounting, and business structure, contact Adrian from Prosper Financial on 0249 773363. And you all need to head to Lawn Mowing Contractors Australia and the Australian Professional Lawn Contractors Facebook groups for supportive communities focused on our industry.
Thank you for listening to Aussie Lawn Stars. Please remember to rate and review the show on the Apple Podcasts app or the player you use. Exciting new shows are released every Monday. Make sure you follow or subscribe to hear the next episode.